this class set. Hello, how are you all? I hope all of you are fine. Today let us catch up with the previous lesson that we have covered till now. We are doing the United Nations organizations, its organs, its compositions and their functions. In the previous classes we have studied about the General Assembly, the Security Council and the Economic and the Social Council, their compositions and the functions. Today we are going to see the rest of the organs. Now today we will start with the international, the Trusteeship Council. The Trusteeship Council. The Trusteeship Council was another organ of United Nations. It came into existence, or it was organized in order to provide independence and freedom to those countries which were under the foreign rule till the Second World War and after the Second World War. There were many countries which were under certain big countries like Russia, China, USA, Britain and so on. Therefore, the United Nations organization had one organ known as the Trusteeship Council, whose main responsibility was in order to see that those countries which were under some other countries or foreign rule were supposed to get what you call independence and self-government. With this responsibility, the Trusteeship Council started functioning, and this Trusteeship Council ceased its operation, or it stopped functioning from 1994. It stopped functioning from 1994 because most of the countries, almost all the countries in the world have already become independent. So therefore today, the Trusteeship Council is not one of the organ of the United Nations. But before 1994, it was actively functioning as one of the major organ of United Nations in order to, what you call, provide independence and self-government to those countries which were under the foreign rule. Got it? Now we see the next important organ, that is the International Court of Justice. The International Court of Justice. The International Court of Justice consists of 15 judges. 15 judges who are elected by the General Assembly. For a period of 9 years. For a period of 9 years. So, the International Court of Justice consists of 15 judges. Does 15 remind you of any other number or any other thing? Yes, permanent members, what you call composition of the Security Council. 5 permanent, 10 non-permanent. Here, the International Court of Justice consists of 15 judges, and these 15 judges are elected by the General Assembly, and the term, that is tenure, is 9 years. They are elected for a period of 9 years. And while electing the judges, it is made sure, it is kept in mind that no two judges are elected from the same country, which means the 15 judges are from 15 different countries and they serve for a period of 9-year terms, and they are elected by whom? The General Assembly, and its headquarters is in The Hague in Netherlands, or which is known as Holland today. Okay? So headquarters is the headquarters of the International Court of Justice, The Hague in Netherlands in Holland. Now what are its functions? Functions of International Court of Justice. Since it's a court of justice, what is it? Very simple one, to settle dispute. a member nation. If any one of member nation, there are 193 members of the United Nations, and if any one member nation brings a dispute, then the function of the International Court of Justice is to settle disputes which have been brought to the what we call court or International Court of Justice by a member nation. The second one is to give legal advice. To give legal advice to the other organs of the United Nations on request. Okay? There are other major organs, and if other major organs is in need of some legal advice, and if they request, then the International Court of Justice can give legal advice on request to the other organs of the United Nations. Clear or not clear? International Court of Justice consists of 15 judges elected by the General Assembly for a 9-year term. Just to keep in mind that while electing a judge, no two judges are from the same country, and its headquarters are in The Hague in Netherlands, which is in Holland. Functions: to settle disputes which are brought by the member nations and to give legal advice on request to the other organs of the United Nations. Now we'll see the last one, the important one, the Secretariat. Let's say today we saw A, B, C. The Secretariat. These are the organs of the United Nations. The Secretariat is the chief administrative organ of United Nations. What is it? The chief administrative organ of the United Nations is the Secretariat, and it is headed by the Secretary General. He is headed by the Secretary General, who is elected by the General Assembly. For a period of 5 years. Period of 5 years. Now, the Secretariat is the chief administrative organ of the United Nations, and it is headed by Secretary General, who is elected by the General Assembly for a period of 5 years. Do you have any idea who the present Secretary General is? He was elected in the year 2017. The present Secretary General of the United Nations is Antonio Guterres. He is the present Secretary General of the United Nations till today. He was elected in the year 2017, and he is elected for a period of 5 years. Now you can calculate to which year he is going to retire. Once again, the Secretariat is the chief administrative organ of the United Nations, which is headed by Secretary General, who is elected by the General Assembly for a period of 5 years, and today the present Secretary General is Antonio Guterres, who was elected in the year 2017. Now, what are the functions of the Secretariat? The Secretariat is a big, huge building, the lots of officers, thousands of staffs, and all the staff are under the Secretary General. And it's the Secretary General who appoints the staff of the Secretariat. And now the Secretariat or the Secretary General, what does it do? What are his functions? He prepares the conference, he organizes the conference, prepares the draft reports and budget, etc. of the entire United Nations, and also the Secretariat. What you need to know is, what is the Secretariat? Who is the head of the Secretariat? Secretary General. What is his function? He organizes conferences, meetings, and what he call prepares reports, draft, and prepares the budget, etc. So if you are able to keep this much in mind, that is more than enough from this chapter. Now, having come to an end to the United Nations and its organs, let us briefly see what are the achievements of the United Nations. Has United Nations achieved anything so far till now after its establishment in the year 1945, 24th October 1945, it came into existence. Yes, one of the main objectives of the United Nations organization was to stop wars in the future. Though the United Nations was not successful, has not been successful in stopping wars till now, but it has been able to restore, maintain peace in the wars that took place, such as the Korean War, the Gulf War. So, United Nations has been successful enough in maintaining peace when there is a Korean War, when there is a Gulf War, and so on. And added to that, it has helped countries like Indonesia, countries like Algeria achieve independence. Added to that, it has liberated countries like South Africa from the apartheid rule. Africa was under the rule, or the called as the apartheid rule. That means in Africa there was a racial discrimination between the blacks and the whites, and the whites dominated the blacks. The black people of Africa, though they were the original inhabitants, did not have any political or legal rights. They were discriminated. And United Nations has been successful in getting rid of this apartheid rule in South Africa. Besides that, the United Nations also has become successful in, or achieved great success in the field of education, removing illiteracy, upgrading the status of women, providing facility to the children, again malnutrition, health, hygiene, etc. And there are other achievements. There are other fields where the United Nations have made lots of achievements. If you go in detail in the book, you'll be able to get it. But at least keep in mind or learn at least 2-3 achievements of the United Nations so far. One of the achievements, as I've mentioned, is though it was not successful in stopping wars, but it was successful enough in restoring peace in the Korean War, the Gulf War, the Suez Canal crisis, and so on. Second one, it was successful, or it became functional in granting independence to countries like Indonesia, Algeria, and so on. It liberated South Africa from the apartheid rule, and it has achieved a lot of success in the field of labor, child labor, health, education, and so on. So with this, we come to the end of the chapter. Please do go through the question and answers at the end of the chapter, especially the objective questions which are there in page number 182E. Some of the questions I have already asked you to do it. And please do G picture study also. So till then, take care. Please do study seriously. Thank you.